surface of an object, it is known as frost. It forms when the temperature of an object drops below the freezing point of temperature. Below the freezing point of temperature is called frost. Then fog. Fog. Fog it's icy, tiny water droplets. Fog is suspended tiny water droplets or ice crystals in the air layer next to the Earth's surface. That reduces the visibility to 1000 m or lower. For aviation purposes, the criterion for fog is 10 km or less. Fog. What is fog? Fog is suspended tiny water droplets or ice crystals in an air layer. You all understand? Then mist. What is mist? Mist is the tiny droplets of water hanging in the air. These droplets form when the water vapor in the air is rapidly cooled, causing it to change from invisible gas to tiny visible water droplets. Mist is less dense than fog. In Ooty, Kodaikanal and all, when you go there, you will see the mist. No? Clouds. Clouds consist of tiny water droplets, ice particles, which are so small and light in weight. Clouds are formed by microscopic drops of water or by small ice crystals. The size of the droplets generally range from a couple of microns to 100 microns. When the size of the water droplets exceed 100 microns, it becomes raindrops. Okay. Condensation occurs when the air gets saturated. Warm air can hold more water vapor than the cool air. Saturation occurs when the temperature drops down. Precipitation. You know what is precipitation? Precipitation is the falling products of condensation in the atmosphere as rain, snow or hail. What is precipitation? Precipitation is the falling products of condensation in the atmosphere as rain, snow or hail. Precipitation refers to all forms of water that fall from clouds and reaches Earth's surface. For occurrence of precipitation, cloud droplets or ice crystals must go heavy enough to fall through the air. When the droplets grow larger in size, they tend to fall. While moving down by collective some small droplets, they become heavy enough to fall out of the cloud as raindrops. That is precipitation. Now we can see the forms of precipitation. Forms of precipitation. The form of precipitation in the region depends on the kind of weather or climate of the region. Precipitation depends on the weather. The precipitation is in the warmer parts of the world is always in the rain or drizzle. In colder regions, the precipitation may fall as snow. You all understand, children? The precipitation of a region depends on the weather and climate. When it is a warmer places, it turns into rain. When it is a colder region, it may fall as snow or ice. You all understand? The common types of precipitation are rain, sleet, freezing rain, hail and snow. It depends on the climate. Rain. The most common kind of precipitation is rain. The precipitation is in the form of water droplets is called rain. Sleet. What is sleet? The precipitation which takes place in the form of a mixture of water droplets or tiny particles of ice is known as, see, water droplets are it's rain. It is a tiny particles of ice. It falls the tiny particles of ice. It is called sleet. Now you all understand what is sleet? The precipitation which takes place in the form of mixture of water droplets or tiny particles of ice is known as sleet, 5 mm in diameter. Freezing rain. Sometimes raindrops falling through cold air near the ground don't freeze in the air. That is called freezing rain. Instead, the raindrops freeze when they touch a cold surface. This is called freezing rain, and the drops of water also usually greater than 0.5 mm in diameter. When the raindrops freeze when they touch a cold surface. That is freezing rain. Hail. What is hail? The precipitation which consists of round pellets of ice which are larger than 5 mm in diameter is called hail or hailstones. The hails form only in cumulonimbus clouds during thunderstorms. When it formed only in cumulonimbus clouds during thunderstorms. A hailstone starts an ice pellet inside a cold region of a cloud. Strong updrafts in the cloud carry the hailstone up and down through the cold region many times. Then snow. Often water vapor in a cloud is converted directly into snow pieces due to lowering temperature. It appears like a powdery mass of ice. It appears like a powdery mass of ice. The precipitation in the form of powdery mass of ice is known as snowfall. It is common in the polar and high mountainous region. In the high mountainous region, you can see that snowfall. See this picture, rain, this is sleet, icy droplets, freezing rain, hail, balls of ice. See the balls of ice, that is called hail. And snow is freezing, full of freezer. These are the different forms of precipitation. Rain, sleet, freezing rain, hail and snow. What are these? These are the different forms of precipitation. Then infiltration. What is infiltration? Water entering to the soil at the surface of ground is termed as infiltration. When the rain falls, it goes to the underground. No. That is called infiltration. Infiltration allows the soil temporarily to store water, making it available for plants use and organisms in the soil. This it is for plants use and organisms in the soil. Infiltration is an important process where rain soaks into the ground through the soil and underlying rock layers. It's stored through the soil, underground and underlying rock layers. Some of this water ultimately returns to the surface through springs or low spots down hills. Some of the water remains underground is called groundwater. What is groundwater? This water entering into the soil surface of the ground and termed as infiltration. That water remains underground and it is called groundwater.